Howdy, folks. Howdy, I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to another edition of Black Dragon Biker News Network. That's right. Biker news you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world, no matter wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. It's a great, whatever day, morning this is, afternoon, September the 6th, Wednesday, bike night. Down at the East Coast Regional Clubhouse for the Black Sabbath down on Moreland Avenue. If you want to get down there and hang out, we had our first bike night last night. It was really cool here at 4333 Lawrenceville Highway, Tucker, Georgia. Bike night's Tuesday, and you can come hang out here anytime after 5:30 p.m. through the week. Come hang out with your boy. Yes, sir. And like, share, follow, and subscribe for your latest news and information. And we're going to be getting back to our really cool biker MC protocol videos. That's just have a lot here for you guys. Listen, I wanted to send a message of support to the Iron Legacy Motorcycle Club. It seems that two of the brothers got hit by looks like an SUV going 78 miles per hour in Texas Sunday evening. One of the brothers had a fractured vertebrae. Both are expected to make a full recovery. I don't know much about this, but I received this information. It looks like I received this information yesterday. So I haven't covered this. I haven't found this in the news. I'll definitely be looking for it, but we do want to send our sympathy and support to those brothers of Iron Legacy Motorcycle Club that went down. And man, we hope you guys get better soon, man. I'm fractured vertebrae, but you're going to make a full recovery, so at least you're not paralyzed or something like that, or maybe just only paralyzed for a minute. But if you're going to make a full recovery, God bless you. God bless y'all, man. Hoping the best for y'all. Really hoping the best for y'all. And I guess also I need to send a shout out to Mikey Knuckles, a TikToker. He just had a horrible accident, and I sent something out to him on my TikTok platform, but I hadn't mentioned him here on my YouTube platform. So I hope he's doing well. He's pretty messed up, but he's gonna probably make a full recovery too. But man, I see him. It just hurts him to move. One thing he's advocating for is all of the gear all of the time, and that's something you guys should know. You got to get over there on TikTok and check him out. Let me tell you something, man. When you see that helmet he was wearing, woo, that thing is messed up, bro. And that's what happens. Your whole face and stuff, you just slam your head on the ground. He broke the helmet, but he didn't break his face. He's talking, albeit sore and labored. He's talking. His jaw's not wired shut. All those things there. So that's important if you value things like your head and stuff like that. So keep that in mind, my friends. Please keep that in mind. All right. So our story today is an interesting story. I've named it, "Is Your Motorcycle Club Classified Subversive?" Yeah. And it comes in light of Henry Enrique Tarrio, the Proud Boys leader, ex-leader, who just got 22 years, damn, in federal custody. for being the leader of the Proud Boys and some stuff. And if Donald Trump doesn't get elected, he ain't got no hope of getting up out of there. He's just going to be there for a while. I don't know how long you go. It's federal time. I hear in federal time you do some time. That's what I hear. But here's your guy, and I wanted to draw out a few things for you guys that run these motorcycle clubs and show you some comparisons, because this RICCO stuff and this stuff is getting kind of crazy. And even Giuliani, who brought that to us, is suffering from the aspects of the charges that he made famous. So let us start here. I'm going to draw you some conclusions and some parallels and tell you some things to probably be leery of. Let's start here. They're mad a little bit. Okay, he got 22 years. He didn't get quite enough as far as a lot of people were concerned, or some people are concerned. And so they're lamenting that. 22 years is a long damn time. But let's go here for a minute, and then we'll move on.
Good evening. I'm Jonathan Capehart in for Joy Reid, and we begin tonight with breaking news. The former national chairman of one of the most prominent neo-fascist, white supremacist militia groups in the country is going to prison. Enrique Tarrio was sentenced just a short time ago to 22 years in prison for seditious conspiracy in connection with the January 6th attack on the Capitol. That is the longest sentence in any January 6th case so far, but notably less than the 33 years prosecutors were asking for. Judge Timothy Kelly told the court, quote, "I don't have any indication that he's remorseful for the actual things that he's convicted of." Tarrio is the last of the 5 Proud Boys defendants to be sentenced. Other leaders in that group, as well as the Oath Keepers, are facing sentences between 10 and 18 years in prison, all of which is considerably less than what the prosecutors asked for. Now, even though Tarrio was seen the night before the insurrection in a Capitol Hill parking garage alongside Oath Keepers leader Stuart Rhodes, he wasn't actually at the Capitol on January 6th. He was at a hotel in Baltimore. The Proud Boys leader was arrested days prior for his actions at another pro-Trump rally where he burned a Black Lives Matter banner that he stole from a D.C. church and was ordered to stay out of the city. Still, prosecutors today called Tarrio's behavior a calculated act of terrorism and warned that the Proud Boys came dangerously close to succeeding in their plot to use violence to overturn the 2020 election, telling the judge there was a very real possibility we were going to wake up on January 7th in a full-blown constitutional crisis with the federal government in complete chaos. That is what revolution means, and that is what he openly perused, and that is what he very nearly achieved. And it didn't take rifles and explosives. Joining me now, Frank Figluzzi, former FBI Assistant Director.
Well, okay. So there's some things to note here that I find kind of interesting. And it is I think it's interesting to note that it was said that he wasn't actually there when the things went down. He wasn't there. And that's interesting. He had gotten kicked out of the city. I didn't know that you could still kick people out of cities. I thought that went away with the sundown laws, which you guys may not be aware of. The sundown laws were sundown towns where they would have signs up that would say, you know, black people not welcome here after sundown. I didn't know that you could actually kick somebody out of a city. Boy, this town ain't big enough for the two of us. One of us has got to leave. But yeah, he was put out of the city for burning that sign that he found that he was that he stole from a church. Although there was a whole bunch of people around, I figured they probably could have got a whole lot of people for burning that sign, but they got him. And it's interesting that what they said in court, and it's right here. I mean, you guys think I'd be making this stuff up, but what they said was interesting to me because they said that he got himself kicked out of town on purpose. That he knew he was going to be kicked out of town. And oh man, I got to find that. And so this was this was part of his plan was to get kicked out of town so that he would not be there when the things went down. Man, where is that? It's in this article here, and I find that interesting. Right here. The no, is that no. I perused that and I would have to do a lot of reading to find it again. But it's interesting that you would be found guilty for doing something that you weren't even there for. Which I want to use to point out to you guys in this in this article because a lot of you guys are running motorcycle clubs. And they're using these statutes against against the motorcycle club officers in these kinds of what do you want to call them? RICCO cases. And so the question is, what do you do when your motorcycle club is termed subversive? Wow. And what is a subversive? We go here to Google and we find that a subversive is someone who actively tries to weaken or destroy a political system or government. That's when you get called a subversive. And if you look at this chart here, this chart shows like the meaning of it when it was first came about and how long it's been used. It's kind of interesting that it came about sometime in the 1800s and it was seldom used, this word subversive, until about 1945 or so. And then there's a spike in the usage subversive and it comes down a little bit towards 2019. And then that's it. They stopped showing it at about 2019 or so. I would just be curious to know what happened to this word. I can't wait till this catches up and we can see the trend during the pandemic and all those things that were happening. This trend line would probably be crazy. But as you can see here, that it's fairly new in its usage. Only about, maybe 60, 70 years old or something. And you're seeing it used more and more, especially with terms like domestic terror, which you're seeing being used a lot with motorcycle clubs. So what happens when your club gets termed one of these crazy terms, like subversive? Could you, as a leader of a motorcycle club, find yourself? Can you find yourself being charged like this guy and actually being put in jail for something other folks did that were underneath you? Now, Alan Sloan says these folks are liars. the Proud Boys began as an answer to Antifa, and it's right here in this article. They say that the attorney says that very thing. The plan all along. Here, let me put this up here. Boom. The plan all along was to confront Antifa and to protest. That's what they say here. So this is what what you say, but the government said something else, and he was found guilty for that. And this is some interesting stuff. Now, Rudy Giuliani made this kind of approach famous, going after mobsters. We were given this RICCO law, and we were only told it was only going to be used for mobsters. We're only going to use this to go after the crime families, and we got to have it because the way they operate, we have to be able to charge one guy in connection with all these guys if we're going to stop them. And so we bought into that. But did we ever figure out that this thing was going to be used against school teachers? See, a lot of people are mad at Fani Willis for the use of this against Donald Trump and calling her a racist and what have you. But this was used way before it was used against Donald Trump. This was used against black school teachers in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, it was. For cheating with test scores. So the teachers were under a bit of a pressure, maybe even going to lose their jobs because the students couldn't pass these damn tests that folks came up with. And these tests became standardized with the No Child Left Behind. If you're going to get federal money, blah, blah, blah. If you can't teach these kids to pass these damn tests, then you might lose your job. You're going to lose your accreditation. You're going to lose your pension. You might lose your raise. You're not a good teacher. Well, we don't get to address where the tests come from and all that. That's a different story. But these teachers decided they found, and the newspaper, we have a newspaper here in Atlanta, and they decided to do a story based on the statistics of the numbers that were coming back on this test, and they were saying it's statistically improbable for all of these kids to be doing so good on these tests. So that sparked an investigation, which found something like, I don't know, like maybe 170 teachers, something like that. Let me see, I think it's here somewhere. 178 educators were implicated in correcting answers entered by students. So this is one of the largest cheating scandals ever found. So of these 178, they indicted 35 educators. And all of those educators, except for 12, took a plea deal. Once they took this plea deal, 12 didn't. So a plea deal means what? You're probably going to go to jail for some time or something. You're going to have a felony on your record, and you're just a damn school teacher being charged with RICCO. The remaining 12 went to trial. One of them died in the trial. The top principal, she died of cancer, which I was sure was exacerbated by this hellacious prosecution. And her name was Beverly Hall. She was a superintendent, is what she was. And she died in the middle of this thing. The rest of the teachers that were found guilty, only one teacher was found not guilty. Some of these teachers, look at this. He went to jail for weekends for 6 months, $5,000 fine, and a 5-year probation, 1,500 hours of community service. These two teachers, these three, Sharon Davis, Tamara Cotman, Michael Pitts, they got a 20-year prison sentence. They're going to be on paper for 20 years to serve 7 years in confinement, $25,000 fine, and 2,000 hours of community service. These other educators here, now they did get their sentences reduced at a later time from 7 to 3 years, from 7 years to serve to 3 years to serve. I still think they got the 20-year sentence, but they only had to serve 3 years later on. And the fine was taken from $25,000 to $10,000. But the original stuff was 20 years in prison to serve 25 for a school teacher. No previous crime. Sharon Davis Williams and Michael Pitts are they were school reform team executive directors. Now, Dana Evans got 5 years in prison, 1 to serve 1,000 hours of community service. Angela Williamson and Tabika Jordan, and a former Deerwood Academy assistant principal, they got 5 years in prison, 2 to serve, $5,000 fine, 15,000 hours of community service, and so forth and so on. 9 of the 11 educators convicted of racketeering, my friends. They charge these folks with the same thing that you charge, the Dapper Don with, the Teflon Don, John Gotti, people who had killed and murdered. They put those same kind of charges on educators. So this is a crazy kind of thing when they throw this on you. Also, here lately, we have seen several rappers in Georgia get this thing thrown on them. The Young Thug trial going on here. Same charges. These charges that were meant for the worst of the worst, now hitting the singing population. And you run a motorcycle club. Interesting. One of the tough things about running motorcycle clubs is we see it all the time. You just don't have any control. You're a president in Atlanta and somebody in Houston does something stupid. And now here you are, perhaps criminally responsible for something that somebody does that you don't know anything about. And increasingly, and more increasingly, they're using these terms like subversive, domestic terrorist, and on and on. Gang, 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 gang. Over and over and over in their various coverages of motorcycle clubs. So you have to be aware of what the hell is going on and how this is being used or could be used to target you. That's what you have in common with Enrique Tarrio. That's what you have in common with him. That your group of folks brought together to ride motorcycles and have a good time can be elevated, especially when you have some kind of crimes being committed or some kind of melee going on or some kind of shootout at the local rally, something like that. And you get these folks on you, these alphabet folks on you. Boy, they ain't just a whistling Dixie. This man man is going to jail for charges of seditious conspiracy. And he ain't the only one. You remember that guy that was running the NAFC, the Ain't Effing Around crew? Brutus, if you don't stop, I'm going to knock you out. Stop. You remember that guy that was running the Ain't Effing Around crew? Another guy labeled a subversive. Black guy. They went to Stone Mountain here recently. Was it last year, year before? During the pandemic, they went to Stone Mountain and decided to confront the Ku Klux Klan, which I thought was funny because the Ku Klux Klan has been like gone from Stone Mountain. For you needed to go up in the northern county over there if you wanted to find them. They could have called me. I'd have pointed you in that direction. You're in the wrong place. Stone Mountain is a pretty peaceful area these days. But anyway, they managed to grab that guy and put him away too. You have to. These are not folks you want to play with, man. They just hit 25 banditos' homes over there in New Mexico. Bam! First thing in the morning, wake up, walk out, surrounded by SWAT. They have the power. A lot of you guys be talking about this, oh, the government this and and they better be afraid of us and blah, blah, blah. Well, they have like a 90% win rate. 95, 99, something like that, something crazy. Thank you so much for that super chat, Tommy. Thank you for your continued support. I really appreciate it. So, Jason says, you wear a patch. Just assume the LEOs are listening or reading. Reading your text. Go back to the old school. So, you guys should understand that it's not hard to be targeted as a subversive gang member, a domestic terrorist. And those of you that are in the leadership positions in your motorcycle club, those of you have to be the most concerned. Put those bylaws, make those bylaws be adhered to. Get those unruly brothers under control. You could be held culpable for something you had nothing to do with. And that's the truth. So, give me a we got you, JB, if you got me. Or BD. We got you, BD. Give me a we got you, BD, down in the comment section below if you understand me where I'm coming from. Because just watching this situation. And when I read into this story, when I read into some of the things that happen in this story, he got the longest prison sentence of anybody so far in the riot. And he didn't get his prison sentence for actually being at the riot. He did not personally use any pepper spray against any police officer. He didn't press any police officer against the wall and almost, pressure the breath out of him He didn't hit anybody with any signs. He didn't take anybody's gun. He didn't pull anybody's radios off. But he got the most time. The judge said he was, in fact, instead, the ultimate leader of that conspiracy and had been motivated by revolutionary zeal. He was prosecuted for being the ultimate leader. The ultimate leader of that conspiracy and motivated by revolutionary zeal. So his brief but belligerent career as a prominent force among far-right groups during a period when they moved from the fringes toward the center of conservative politics, or so the article says, put him in jail for 22 years. You can be the leader of an ideal and get hung. Nailed to a cross or put in jail for 22 years. And that's what happens to the leaders. And a lot of you guys out there are leaders of these motorcycle clubs. Yeah. Makes that president tab a little heavier, doesn't it? Some of y'all want it so bad. It comes with a little bit. So, how can you be held responsible for something that you weren't even there for? Look at these guys, these leader guys. They tell you all the time. It's kind of interesting in the rap case going after this young thug guy. He said in some lyrics, he said an interesting thing in the lyrics that that they're going after him for. In the lyrics, he said, "I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that body. I got the streets on my back. I told them to shoot 100 rounds." He didn't say I shot 100 rounds. He said I didn't have anything to do with that body. I didn't kill anybody, but I got something to do with the body. I told him to shoot 100 rounds. Wow. Does that mean you were the leader? District attorney says, hey, man, this is the same one. The same one that everybody's mad at. Or that some folks are mad at. That one, she said, hey, if you're going to be singing it in a song, it's fair game for me to use it against you. Don't be admitting to crimes in your songs. At least not in Atlanta, Georgia, she said. That's a RICCO case. Wow. Well, now you have it. You have to understand that you're in charge. Chris says you have to understand that in RICCO, you don't have to be there if you're part of the organization. Somebody said, Miles said, is this my Miles? Brother Miles from my club? I guess if you instigate, you get criminate. I think you're right. I think you're right, brother. I think you're right. So, Tommy says, my grandmother says, never be the first or the last. Amen. So, when we run these motorcycle clubs, when we're part of the leadership of them, you got to understand that they can come get you for something a club brother does in Istanbul, it seems. The ultimate leader. That one educator who died She was the ultimate leader. They were going after her hardcore. She happened to get, I don't know, principal of the year or something like that. She actually got in 2009 because the scores went up so high. This is what they got her on. Check this out. Not particularly for something that she did, but the Georgia Bureau of Investigation said that of Miss Hall, Miss Superintendent Beverly Hall, who served from 1999 to 2010 and was named super in 2009. What she got, what the superintendent, looked like one of my streams went down for a minute. So let me say this again. Superintendent Beverly Hall, who served from 1990 to 2010 and was named as Superintendent of the Year in 2009. The Georgia Bureau of Investigations report said that she knew or should have known about the scandal. She said she never knew. Her lawyer said she denied having any knowledge at all about the cheating. My friends, she didn't cheat. She didn't change any test scores, but they said she knew or should have known. She's the boss. And so she was indicted in relation to her role in the matter on September 6th, 2013. No. In 2013. So she was indicted too. Although her attorney was able to successfully argue that she was too sick to aid in her own defense, and she died during that thing of cancer. But I'm sure that the trial didn't help. So here, another leader is indicted for what she should have known or probably knew. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So, somebody here says RICCO, per Mike Benson says RICCO is so dirty it could be used on a COC for all the MCs that are active in the meetings and MCs are seen riding together. Yeah, it could be used for all that. K. Wayne says if she's in charge, she should have known. Maybe so. Maybe so. She surely did get charged as if she did know. So not knowing and not being there, not being there, and not actually having participated in the actual crime doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot. I'm done. That's my 2 cents. So, like I say, if you get me, you get me. If you don't, maybe we'll get to watch your trial, see what happens. All right. On September 16th, there's going to be a big trophy and bike show. The Legacy Development Group is going to have its first annual big trophy and bike show, the home of the biggest trophies. I guess you're going to get a big trophy. September 16th, 2023, Hunt Cultural and Education Center, 700 Prue Street, Fort Valley, Georgia. The bike and vendors enter the gate on Morris Street. Best of the show wins $250. People's Choice wins $250. If you're interested in going, contact Kenneth Jordan at 478-335-4486 or Angela Williams at 478-334-9333. So it's going to be a big trophy and bike show. And they're going to have over $2,000 in other giveaways. Registration starts at 9 a.m. Judging starts at 1 p.m. And bring your motorcycles. They also have some sort of RV offsite parking 5 minutes away. discount rates at the hotel here. They're going to have a sports class, a modified class, classic bike class, three-wheel class, side-by-side class, four-wheeler class, slingshot class. $25 for all classes, $40 if you want to be a vendor there. www.bigtrophycarshow.com. Check them out, my friends, if you don't have anything better to do there, September 16th. Also, of course, let me see what this is. When is this? Oh, that's gone. All right. And of course, this coming up for us, the Black Sabbath is having our 23rd anniversary here in Georgia. Drop by and check us out. We're going to be at the Lindell Event Center, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., Saturday, September 23rd. You can buy your tickets from me, your armbands. Even if you don't want to come, still buy an armband. Send me $10, $12 actually, at $BikerPrez. And if you want to buy a virtual booth, you want to just support us, you can send me $50 and I'll make a plaque with your name on it, a little sign with your name on it, and we'll make sure to show that during my podcast so everybody knows you helped out. Host Hotel, Country Inn and Suites, 2192 Mount Zion Parkway, Morrow, Georgia. And the meet and greet is Friday at the East Coast Regional Clubhouse, 2439 Memorial Drive, Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia, 30317. Give me a call, 404-692-0336, 404-692-0336. And if you are in Pensacola, Florida this weekend, you can also join us at the Black Sabbath Pensacola, Florida chapter's 5th annual. Yes. Their 5th annual. Going to be down there. Give me a call, 404-692-0336, if you want to hang out with us in Pensacola, Florida this weekend for the 5th annual Pensacola chapter annual. We will be having a great time down there at the farm. Got a farm down there where everybody will be hanging out, bonfire, bikers all over the place, plenty of food and drink, all that. So, hey, 2 weekends of great fun for you. Also, make sure to come by here, the Dragon's Lair. So this is how we do this. We have MC Protocol, where you can come talk about any kind of MC Protocol questions that you want, which starts at about 6 p.m. and goes to about 7:30 on Tuesday nights. And then after that is the bike night. So that's here at the Black Dragon's Lair, called the Dragon's Lair, 3393 Lawrenceville Highway, Tucker, Georgia, 30084, Building 2, behind the furniture store, down the hill in the cut. Hard to see from the street. We want you to come by Tuesdays, hang out with us, and then you can come by the clubhouse any night after 5 and come hang out and have a beer or something, smoke a cigar or something, get one of my books or something, have some fun, that sort of thing. All right. So that's what's going on in November. We're going to have the Black Sabbath Macon Annual down in Macon, Georgia. So we just got stuff going on for you. The annual this weekend, and then in 2 weeks, the September annual of the Atlanta chapter, Pensacola chapter this weekend, and then in November, we'll be having the Macon chapter annual. Come hang out at all of them. All right, that's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Listen, make sure to send me your stuff, send me your events, send me your good news stories. We'll put them up. Anything you're doing good, anything for charity, whatever, send it to me. We will absolutely cover it. Send me your flyers. I'll put them out. And, anything you're doing like that, just let me know. We're here for you. We're going to be having a great time riding these motorcycles. Try to treat each other individually like precious pieces of solid gold. And we won't have all these RICCO problems and that sort of thing. Capiche? Take it sleazy, they say. Everyone. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Did you take your blood? Did you do this today? Did you check your blood sugar? Did you do that today? This is the old-fashioned way. Now, some people have the new fashion stuff, but I need you to check your blood sugar, and I need you to also I need you to do your blood pressure. And I think I told you guys that I was going to actually stick myself. Didn't I tell you guys I was going to do that to show you how easy it is? Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Let me go get my stuff. I'm going to stick myself right now. Hold on. I'll be right back. Let me get my stuff. I'll be down. Well, I'll be darned. I guess my medicine is in my refrigerator at home, and I don't have my Ozempic pen. So I'll do it, try to do it sometime this week for you. But basically, I'm going to show you how easy it is. You just take it, put it on your stomach, bam, hit the button, no pain, and you're medicating yourself. So I want to make sure that all of my old diabetes folks out here, you're doing what you need to do. We're going to take we're going to take public accountability. You're going to see me doing it, and I want you to do it too. So take your medicine, monitor yourself, do this every single day, and know your numbers so you can live, my friends. Know your numbers. All right, I'm out. Thank you. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.